Welcome to the Systems Thinker Show. This is the place to be if you're all about improving team cultures with strategies that actually work. Today, we're going to dive into something really powerful, a framework for taking that generational divide, the one causing all that friction, and turning it into your team's biggest asset. Let's jump right in.
So this is Season 7, Episode 58, and I just want to start by saying a huge thank you. We have listeners in 56 countries around the world, and that's just amazing. Now, here's a quick but really important ask. Right now, less than 20% of you are actually subscribed. If you could hit that follow or subscribe button and maybe share this with 10 friends or colleagues, it makes a massive difference with the streaming algorithms. It really helps us continue to bring you these best-in-class business and cultural insights.
And hey, for those of you who want to go even deeper, just remember that this explainer is a perfect companion to the business playbook's Shift Happens and the 2-volume series Culture by Design, Power by Discipline. You can grab all 3 of them on Amazon and other online bookstores, whether you're in the US, the UK, Canada, Europe, Japan, or Australia.
Now, this episode is sponsored by Crunch Time Gourmet Popcorn and Apples. What a sweet little gem out of Bridgeport, West Virginia. They are cranking out gourmet treats every day. And the real secret? It's their homemade caramel, made in small batches from a recipe they keep under lock and key. You've got to try their apple pie caramel apple. If you need something for an event or even a fundraiser, check them out at crunchtimewv.com and treat yourself right.
Today's resource spotlight is on LinkedIn. It's the platform built to help professionals like us connect and create real opportunities. I mean, whether you're hiring, looking for a job, or growing your business, LinkedIn is where the decision makers are hanging out. Do me a favor. Follow me on LinkedIn. Just search for Linier Johnson and shoot me a note with the word systems so I know you came from the show.
And today's show is powered by our friends at Fundrise. Their innovation fund, the ticker is VCX, gives you access to a whole portfolio of high-growth private tech companies before they go public. We're talking firms in AI, data infrastructure, you name it. You can learn how to get started with just a small commitment by visiting fundrise.com/VCX.
All right, let's get into our main topic. In just about every workplace, there's this kind of quiet conflict simmering under the surface, the generation wars. And this isn't just about who controls the Office playlist. It's a huge business challenge that costs companies way more than they think in lost productivity and squashed innovation. And you know what? This isn't anything new. George Orwell absolutely nailed this tendency decades ago. It's like we're hardwired to create this us versus them mentality, where we see our own generation's way of doing things as the right way, and everyone else's is, well, just a little off.
So, let's make this personal for a second. What is this mindset really costing your team? Are projects getting stuck in the mud because different age groups just can't seem to communicate? Is morale taking a nosedive because younger employees feel like their ideas get dismissed and veteran employees feel like they're getting pushed aside? This friction is a serious drag on getting things done.
But what if we could just flip the script on this whole thing? What if that generational friction could actually become the fuel for innovation and growth? Well, that's the whole idea behind a concept called gentelligence. It's a pretty revolutionary way to look at generational diversity, not as a headache, but as a powerful strategic advantage.
So let's define it. Gentelligence is all about seeing generational differences as this unique, incredible source of diverse thought. The key here isn't competition. Who's right, whose way is better. Nope, it's about collaboration and about harnessing the unique perspectives every single generation brings to the table. This powerful idea is laid out in the book Gentelligence by Dr. Megan Garhart and her co-authors. It really gives you a practical framework for moving past those tired old generational stereotypes to unlock the incredible potential that's already sitting right there on your teams.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Gentelligence isn't some fluffy, feel-good idea. It's a real playbook built on 4 key practices. We're going to walk through them using a real-world case study from a company called Summit Industrial Solutions.
Here they are, nice and simple. Resist assumptions, adjust your lens, strengthen trust, and expand the pie. These 4 steps, they're the foundation for totally transforming your team's culture. Let's break them down one by one. First up, resist assumptions. At Summit, this meant they literally trained managers to challenge their own biases. So, instead of falling back on those lazy stereotypes like, oh, boomers just resist change, or Gen Z has no loyalty, they were coached to ask a much better question. Hey, does this person's pushback actually contain a useful insight that we're missing?
Number 2 is adjust the lens. Summit got smart and created teams that were intentionally mixed generation. But here's the key. They reframed the whole goal. It wasn't just about putting different ages in a room. It was about explicitly asking, what does each generation see here? And what they found was amazing. Veterans brought incredible pattern recognition from years of experience, while younger staff brought that crucial digital fluency. You need both to solve today's problems. And that leads right into our third practice. Strengthen trust. See, at Summit, trust wasn't built with posters on the wall. It was built through action. They set up reciprocal mentoring. So a veteran planner might teach a young analyst about the messy, real-world conditions on the shop floor. In return, that same analyst could show the planner how new data tools could actually predict equipment failures. Trust just skyrocketed because the value was mutual, it was visible, and it was powerful. And the final practice, expand the pie. Now, this is a classic negotiation term, and it's all about creating a win-win. Summit stopped treating things like recognition and promotions as a limited resource. Instead, they started judging managers on how well they develop talent across all generations. All of a sudden, everyone realized they had more to gain by collaborating than by competing. They literally made the pie bigger for everyone. So what was the result? Did all this actually work? Let's take a look at the real bottom-line payoff for Summit Industrial Solutions.
The results were anything but fuzzy. They were concrete. They were measurable. In terms of culture, their scores for mutual respect went through the roof. On the performance side, costly engineering rework just plummeted because these diverse teams were catching problems way earlier. And for the future, their leadership bench became so much stronger, with a clear talent pipeline ready for whatever comes next.
And this just goes to show you, Gentelligence isn't just some nice-to-have. It is a practical, powerful toolkit for turning generational diversity into a strategic asset and really truly unlocking the hidden potential on your team. The toolkit gives you specific, actionable strategies that you can apply directly to talent management, team dynamics, how you develop leaders, and your entire company culture. It's all about consciously making that shift from friction to function, from conflict to collaboration. So, I'll leave you with this one question to take back to your team. Which generation's perspective are you missing out on right now, today? And what's just one small thing you can do this week to start bridging that gap? Before you go, please make sure to support our sponsors. This episode was brought to you by Crunch Time Gourmet Popcorn and Apples out of Bridgeport, West Virginia. They make gourmet popcorn and amazing caramel apples with that homemade caramel. It's perfect for game day, movie night, gifts, you name it. Go shop all the flavors online at crunchtimewv.com.
And if you want to go further, check out LinkedIn Premium. It's designed to help you get hired, grow your business, or learn new skills. It all just depends on the plan you choose. If you're in a serious growth mode, it is definitely worth exploring.
And remember, this segment's featured platform, Fundrise's innovation fund, VCX. If you've ever wanted to get in on high-growth tech companies before they go public, Fundrise gives regular investors a chance to do that through a diversified fund. You can learn more at fundrise.com/VCX. For any additional information, please feel free to reach out through our website at www.karaswisher.com. And don't forget to check out our other podcast, The Continuous Improvement Lab, and find us on YouTube at Karaswisher Innovations Group. And finally, a huge thank you to this episode's incredible producer, Samuel Bell, and of course our executive producer and founder, Lenya Johnson. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.